Why aren't you watching the Scott Ford Show, Chewy and Ray?
Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning into the show. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, text it out to a friend, share it to your social media. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Heart bubbles to all of you who have continued to follow me and support me on the things that I'm doing. I really do appreciate you guys. And I want you to sincerely understand and know that. Today's show is going to be about turning adversity into opportunity. I've got a really good example. There's something that I worked on really hard, and some of you know what I'm talking about, but I worked on something really hard for over a year. And I do mean I put a lot of sweat equity into this opportunity that I was working on. I worked really hard. I made a lot of good friends. I just put everything I could into it. And then adversity struck. Something came up, and it truly wasn't my fault, and it wasn't something that I really had any control over. And I had choices at that point because things didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to turn out. And again, imagine a year's worth of work, and you pour a lot of heart, sweat, passion into something you're building and doing, and then you just watch it crumble. You have choices at that point. And a lot of it has to do based off of your mindset. You can either choose to give up when you're faced with adversity, or you can start asking yourself better questions. The difference between the two is grit. What kind of person are you? Are you the type of person when you're in the face of adversity, do you lay down and give up and walk away and cry and complain? And I'm not saying I didn't have a moment, because I did. But then I quickly said, okay, this is what it is. It's here. Whether I like it, whether I agree with it, it is. I can choose to continue to whine. I can choose to continue to have this defeated mindset, or I can ask myself better questions. How can I use this? How can I turn this around? How can I turn this into an opportunity? Again, turning adversity into opportunity. And that's exactly what I did. I was able to turn that into another opportunity. So what turned out to be bad news, what turned out to be devastating news, what turned out to be this one thing that I was working on has crumbled. I now turned it into two opportunities. So instead of one opportunity initially, it has now become two opportunities. How did I do that? By asking myself better questions and applying action. By getting off of the pity party and saying, I'm not going to subscribe to this. I can either use this or I can be defeated by this. And I chose to use this. And I ask you guys to do the same thing. Asking yourself questions is huge. Because if you ask yourself a question, your mind goes to work to answer that question. So if you're asking yourself the wrong kinds of questions, why did this happen to me? Woe is me. This isn't fair. You're going to get answers to those types of questions in that type of thought process because your mind gives you what you're focusing on. So if you focus on, okay, how do I focus on the solution? You can focus on the problem, you're going to get more of the problem. Or you can focus on the solutions, and then solutions will start pouring in. So I was able to turn adversity into opportunity. And I want to ask you something. What in your life, which may have seemed at first, and possibly still is, an adversity, something that's held you down, something that you said, I was working on something, I was really passionate about it, it didn't turn out the way I wanted to, complain. What is something that you can do, that you can take action on, something that happened that you're not happy with, and you can turn it into an opportunity? Start asking yourself those types of questions. This is how you design a life. This is how you design a life. The right kinds of questions and taking massive action. It's the difference between the talkers, because there's a lot of them. The people are always going to do something, and the people that actually make things happen. Which one are you? Are you the talker? Are you the complainer? Are you the one who focuses on the problem? Or are you the one who says, I'm going to fix this? You can train your brain. You can train yourself to be the one in the face of adversity. You're the first one picking up and moving on, and getting better and getting stronger. It's a choice. It's a choice met with action. Choice is met with action. So ask yourself, which one are you? I never really thought that such devastating news would empower me like it has. I was knocked down for a couple days. All the emotions that apply: angry, upset, frustrated, depressed. Yes, depressed, all of it. And then once I changed my perception, I changed my mindset, and I started asking myself better questions, I had this renewed energy. I became empowered. See, at first I was playing into the victim card. I'm a victim. This isn't fair. This isn't right. I said, no. I'm not going to do that. I am not going to subscribe to that. That is not me. I have a certain reputation to uphold when I'm doing shows like this. So how do I turn this around? How do I show my audience, the people that I love and respect, you guys, how do I show you how it's done? Now, I can talk all day long, but now it's time to stop the talking and it's time to apply action. And I'm doing that. I'm setting an example for you guys. When you're faced with adversity, you can lay down and accept it, or you can turn it into opportunity. So I truly hope that I'm setting a good example for you guys, that you guys can see how it's done. Because can you imagine the disrespect you guys would possibly have for me had I just laid down? You guys would have said, this guy, we followed this guy for over a year. We listened to his words, we listened to the things he was saying, and he let us down. Now, he was faced with adversity. And what did he do? He just complained and he gave up. He gave up. How are we supposed to appreciate or respect anything this guy ever said? But now that I turned it into opportunity, and I'm here telling you guys, I got this. And part of the reason I got this is because you guys are so awesome. And I do mean that. You guys have supported me. I couldn't do this without you guys. So thank you. From the bottom of my heart. Truly, thank you. That's for you guys. There's so many stories of people that have risen from the ashes and come back even stronger and better than they ever were before. I want that to be this show. I want that to be you guys. You guys are fighters. You guys are strong. And I promise you, you're stronger than you think you are. Work hard. Produce positive results. And understand, sometimes things, when they're not working, it doesn't mean you give up. You don't give up. You have to change your approach at that point. So understand, you might have been going left for a year. And then a year of going down the wrong direction, you figured out, oh my goodness, I should have been going right this entire time. So do you give up? Or do you go, okay, it's time to start going that other way? You got this. You have got this. I believe in you. What happened to me, it wasn't fair. In fact, it was flat out wrong. But that is absolutely irrelevant. Whether it's right or wrong, my fault, or someone else's fault, someone else dropped the ball, all of that's irrelevant. It is. It just is. It's what you do. Do you leave the pieces on the ground, or you pick them up and you build back stronger and better than you ever were. I beg of you to build back stronger, to work harder, to design a life that you deserve to live. Don't take it lightly. You've got one life here. Work hard. Design the life. You deserve to live a good life. You deserve it. I'm telling you, you deserve it. I had cancer twice. Think about having cancer once is like having cancer twice is really scary. I chose to use cancer to improve my life. I'm healthier now after having cancer than I've ever been. Cancer was a wake-up call. So again, I could have used cancer as this devastating news. Without exception, I'm stronger now after having cancer twice than I've ever been before. I started asking myself better questions. Now, I know not all cancers are necessarily health related. In other words, the foods you eat. Sometimes people just get cancer. The healthiest people on the planet can sometimes get cancer. I understand that. But at the time, for me, I was not making healthy choices. And I still can't even to this day say that is why I got cancer. I don't know. I don't even know why I got cancer, but I had cancer. But I decided to start studying, researching, and taking action towards things that statistically put me in a better category to make sure I never get cancer again. Is it 100%? Of course not. But statistically speaking, I'm putting myself in a better category to make sure that I don't. So again, turning adversity into opportunity. Cancer woke me up. I'm now healthier than I've ever been. I look younger than I ever did. I got more energy than I ever have. Cancer equals more energy, looking younger, feeling better? Not necessarily, but if you ask yourself the right questions and you apply the right types of actions, it can. So again, I ask you, what areas in your life can you begin to look at, take a second look at? What are some of the things that are holding you down that you are allowing to hold you down? And how can you turn them into an opportunity and make it even better than before? Ask yourself the right kind of questions and apply a massive amount of action. I love you guys. Please share the show, text it out to a friend, share it to your social media, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Ringing that bell is very important. And with that, my friends, I will see you next week. Have a magical day. Sincerely, thank you for being here. You guys mean a lot to me. And enjoy your life.
Why aren't you subscribed to the Scott Ford Show?
Oh yeah, why am I not? Oh, yep, there it is. Right on.
Daddy, Daddy, you're so awesome. Daddy, Daddy, you're so cool. Yeah!